You have your oh crap! I've even forgot his name. That's how long it's been. The
J-Rod.
No, J-Rod. You have the brand. I think you knocked him out actually, because or at least I think all of you stunned him and did that number. I don't think you left him still conscious. So.
Yeah, I think.
Actually, believe it or not, I disarmed him and he was on the ground, but I don't think he was actually like unconscious yet. But I think for the sake of everything, we could easily say he's unconscious.
Right. Yeah. I might have called it right before. Just
yeah.
All right. Let's do
we
it.
knew where that was going.
Yeah. There's no really other way. Okay. Well, he's unconscious. Yeah. I guess are we recording? Everything good on that?
Yeah, we're recording.
Okay. Alrighty. So you have him, I guess, unconscious at your feet, and he's kind of just outside the doorway, leading to what you would suppose is probably that overlook to the bar.
Right.
I guess I'd like to kind of peek in there, and just make sure there's no more baddies still there. Just kind of peek in.
When you look in, it looks like what you would suspect like a bar owner's like office would be, except for not really crappy, like a more upscale. He's got a nice leather couch or faux leather or whatever they use in this. Nerf leather sofa.
Nice.
He's got it's really dolled up. It looks like there's some money spent. He's not like a lavish like ridiculous office, but he's definitely a cut above any of them that you've seen so far. And it's got a window that that you saw from down below that kind of runs those three sides. And I didn't draw it on the map I sent you guys, but it's basically like a three-sided, like three pieces of an octagon. If that makes sense. And then you can see that it's almost like double paned. So like the bottom half of it you can see into the bar, and the upper half can actually look out over the street, over the entrance if it needs to.
Yeah.
Because it was the cockpit at some point. So it's got a nice viewpoint to everything there. It's definitely been heavily retrofitted, but it still serves the same, or it looks like it still serves the same purpose. But he's got a desk, sofa. He's got random knickknacks and stuff like that lingering around. That's all you can really see from the doorway.
Okay, but no baddies.
None that you've seen, no.
Okay.
I only had a week to add in lots more people to shoot at you.
Yeah.
I'm gonna start looting.
Start.
Of course.
Okay.
That's what we do, right?
And
okay,
J-Rod, check their pockets.
J-Rod. He starts going through pockets. You just hear him. Ooh.
Actually, J-Rod, come here. I think we need to make sure that no one ambushes us. Maybe you could watch our rear.
That's not a bad idea. So you see him trundle off to the little ladder, and he hovers over the ladder, like the entrance to the ladder. Does that make sense? Over the
good job.
He doesn't go down the ladder. He stands at the top of the ladder and just kind of eyeballs it and kind of walks between it and that little doorway that opens into the hangar or into the the big storage bay. Make sure nobody's sneaking up on you.
All right, I'm gonna start going through pockets. Yeah.
And I'm gonna go and grab the vibro knives before he gets to them.
Okay.
my trophies. My trophies.
Whipped up. Weren't there some vibro knives here? Nope, don't recall any of those. Hold on, I'm looking for a specific page. I'm having trouble finding. You think as many times as I've turned the pages in here, they would just open right to it. Okay. Well, the little dudes have your standard kind of blaster pistol, nothing fancy, or that normal blaster pistol, or is it? Just blaster pistol. The guy that you shot, Phil, he'd have a heavy blaster pistol.
Okay.
It's not modified. It's just a straight heavy one.
Okay.
He'd actually have a pair of them,
Okay.
but he never got to use the second one. You had so you'd have, I guess, what was that, 3 of the. Actually, if you go all the way into the hangar bay, you'd have 5 of the regular blaster pistols. You'd have 2 of the heavy blaster pistols. You got 2 vibra knobs, I believe. So you had 2 of them.
Right.
Did. And the light repeating blaster was on your big dude. Was on the brand.
We're gonna have to probably. I know we were gonna get a dumpster for all the booze that we're gonna loot from this place, but we'll probably need it just to get all this loot back too.
Yeah, that's actually what I was looking up right now. I was like, well, the light repeating blaster is a 7 encumbrance.
Yeah, forget about it. I mean, I've already got my axe. It's taking 2 vibro knives.
For 5 pounds worth of blasters, or 5 encumbrance worth of blasters. And then another 4 from the heavy blasters. Yeah, it's starting to pile up.
Yeah.
We're gonna figure this out, though.
Making a lot of noise as you clatter down the street. Are those guys arms salesmen or something? Like, and let's see, we'll do our normal roll here for equipment. One of the dudes has 4. Ooh, that guy had 10. 2, 8, and so 26 credits between all of the rank and file guys. The cannon fodder. You had 24 on your equivalent, Phil, to do with the blasters.
Okay.
And the Trandoshan is he had 40. That guy was packing.
He was definitely getting the scorekeeper to favor him for sure.
Or they might have just been paid. And you don't find anything on the big dude on Brand. No cash, no credits on Mr. Brand.
That's odd. Maybe he was keeping you. No money, no credits. Maybe he was.
What the hell?
This is highly unusual for someone of his stature. I think he had his money elsewhere.
Yeah, I'm thinking wall safe. We gotta find it.
You want to check it out, Kurt?
Yeah. Let me look behind all the pictures and whatever else might be in there.
All right.
See if I can't figure that out.
I'm also gonna start poking around in the loading, in the warehouse section. I'm looking for two things. One, first of all, I'm looking for stuff to steal.
It's like, where's that forklift at?
And second is something to actually help us carry all this junk home.
Dumpster baby.
Yeah, something more maybe purpose built than a dumpster. I'm tired of all our stuff, all our loot being smelly when we're done with it.
That's pretty funny.
I'm having
that,
visions of the Toy Story movie. I can't remember which one it is, but they took that luggage, the luggage train from the airport back home, and it was parked outside. You guys remember that? Anyway. Okay, so I'm thinking there's like a forklift or some kind of, conveyance
hopefully we can find
in the hangar bay.
A luggage cart, yeah.
Yeah, hold on. I'm reading through my notes right quick. Some of this I don't remember. It's like, whoa, it's been a couple weeks since I wrote this stuff down.
What was I thinking?
Yeah, so Jake, what are you doing?
I'm actually going to go to the Trandoshan, Grix, and just kind of look for identification stuff, any, personal items, trinkets, kind of like I know that Phil, I guess if Phil already did the looting, I'm kind of looking for more like identification, kind of memorabilia stuff. He's the first Trandoshan I've seen in like a decade.
Well, Phil would have only taken the stuff that looked obviously, worth
valuable.
His time. Yeah, valuable. I get this vision. It's humorous, but I always get this way whenever I think of role-playing games. You guys have seen Fight Club.
Yeah.
So when Ed Norton is like looking through his apartment and he's like scanning around and it's putting prices up on stuff, like I always get that vision in my head when the character's like, I'm going to start looking around the room for things to steal. He's just scanning. It's like $20. Nope, not worth my time. It's like a pound to credit ratio. Like, ooh, that weighs 5 pounds, but it's it's worth 500. Ooh, okay, that goes in the box, sort of thing. So that's basically what he's running his mental scanner and price list across everything in the place. It seems. Let's see. I'm trying to find. There's a specific thing I'm trying to find in here, and I should probably start looking instead of talking. Talk amongst yourselves.
Hey, in the meantime, let me know if my voice is correct or not.
Can you hear this clearly?
Yeah.
Yeah, sounds good.
Okay, good.
Okay, so Kurt, you were going into the office.
Yeah, I'm going to the office. I'm going to do a search for, wall safe. If there's any kind of a computer or anything that
Right.
I can slice or whatever, I'm just going nuts in the office.
Okay. When you walk in there, you see a body laying over to the right-hand side of the door. It is a male, so far as you can tell from your distance as you walk in. He's not moving, and he is dressed similarly to one of the ones that got dragged in before you guys came up here.
Okay,
yes,
gotcha.
indeed.
If you recall.
Two of them.
Yep, there were two people. But he's the only one you see. You see him laying there kind of prostrate on the ground, not moving. Just over on one side of the room, taking a
Now,
picture.
one of these guys was the guy that we had left in the dumpster after.
Yeah, the heavily tattooed guy.
Right.
One was a heavily tattooed guy, and this looks like him. You can't really see his head because it's hidden behind the couch, but you can see his body, like what he was wearing looks like who that was. If that makes sense. You can put two and two together pretty quick. Let me see. And like I said, there's desk, table, basically like a little sitting area off to the right hand side of the door. That's looks kind of like you're entertaining. Think of it like a big executive office. So it's kind of a big cushy chaired, not want to sit at the desk sort of entertaining thing. He'll have a bar. Just give him a mini bar in there. I didn't draw it on my little map, but assume there's a mini bar to the left-hand side of the door. And mini, just as a reference term, is not small. It's a nice bar. He'll have a desk that kind of sits between the windows, of course, with his back to it. That's the classic style. It's not an oak. It's not like a big, realistic executive desk. Whatever a Star Wars desk kind of looks like, which I'm honestly not sure. But he's basically, you can see like the bottom half of his feet or bottom half of his body sticking out from behind the couch that's to the right. So he would be in the seating area, if that makes sense, because you can see the back of the couch from the doorway.
Okay.
Sorry, I'm just doodling here while you do that. What are you doing? Are you continuing into the room, or?
Yeah, I want to, I suppose, continue the room, but I'm be a little cautious because I'm trying to account for the second guy. For all I know, he might be hiding behind the desk or something.
Give me a perception roll. Average. Two dice.
2 dice. Let me fire up the computational device here. So perception and 2 purple. You'd think I'd have my perception memorized by now. Okay, here we go.
As much as I make you guys roll it.
I have a I have a fail with an advantage. Figure that one out.
Well, as far as you can tell, there's nobody hiding behind the desk. As far as you can tell. Although the thought did cross your mind, like, if I was going to hide in here, I'd probably try and hide behind the desk. But you can see underneath the desk. That makes sense. Like you can see, there's always a little bit of.
Okay.
It's off the floor just a tad. It doesn't go all the way around. So that crosses your mind. You're like, nope, I don't see anybody unless he's doing one of those like Matrix things and like sticking himself. But he didn't look the type. He didn't look like one of those crazy athletic types.
Okay.
But otherwise, you don't see him or see anybody, I should say.
Okay.
Sorry,
I'll start moving towards the body. I'd like to get a ID on him. You know, if he is in fact the guy that's all tattooed and so forth.
Right. Okay. Yeah. If you move over there, you'll see it. It is him. And he's not dead. He's just bloodied and beaten and unconscious.
Oh wow!
So he is
probably punishment for not getting us last time.
Yeah, perhaps. So yeah, he is. He's not dead. He's just in a good state of having been beaten.
Is he going to give me? Is he going to give me a problem? Am I going to be able to, like, somehow secure him or something?
If you'd like to, I mean, you can check his vitals, but all it's going to do is say that he's unconscious. No, he's got a pulse. So I don't think you have medicine, do you?
I've got
actual medicine. I think you just had high intelligence, right?
I've got in my gear. I've got some like med packs and so forth. Yeah, I've got the med pack. And,
the med pack was to stop somebody from dying, though, wasn't it? It was more of a. It wasn't. At least maybe I'm wrong, but I didn't think it was like a medical scanner, like a tricorder in Star Wars. So maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. It could be exactly what it is. It's science fiction, so it could easily be.
I think MedPack, you're right, is more like in the field kind of.
Right. I think
it's not a tricorder.
Yeah, I think the MedPack basically lets you have like a rank of medicine or the equivalent of if trying to save somebody. So you wouldn't need medicine in order to get the effects of medicine when you're trying to heal somebody. I think that's what it does when we looked it up. But yeah, really the best you can tell is that he has no serious looking fatal style injuries. Nothing that looks like he's going to kill him. He just looks like he's had the crap beaten out of him. And it really, you probably put two and two together. Man, this guy got the crap beat out of him. It's about as much to be able to put together.
So I think I'd like to do is get him like up in a seat or something and restrained in some way so that he's not going to be a problem.
Okay. That's easy enough. Do you have anything to restrain him with? There's nothing obvious in here.
I got a buddy who tends to carry around, I think like handcuffs or something like that. I might make a call on the comm link and say, "Hey, Osculate, I need your gear, man."
What?
All right, let's
I'm busy.
See. You hear?
Don't bother me.
He's taking up packing slips and seeing what's in here. You're not finding anything of real note. Bar supplies, just general kind of equipment and stuff. It's not a massively crowded storage bay. If anything, it looks like a ship would have been landed in here at some point. It's not designed for one, but it looks like somebody would have parked a ship in here at some point. And that's why there's not a lot of crap in the back of it. And it like I said, it has a big garage quote unquote exit door towards the back of it, which is more than likely where they brought most of the equipment in, because none of it looks like it'll fit through the door that leads through the bottom half of the bar. So anything that was coming or going would have to really go out the back side of this thing.
Okay.
And if you remember, this thing is on the edge of its portion of the station. You're in the warehouse district, so it's designed to be a warehouse open to space or to open to the atmosphere, so things could be landed in and dropped off. But there's no ship here, so unfortunately for y'all, that would cause me all sorts of trouble. But I mean, you can look around. You're not going to find anything that you could very easily get out of here. You could probably find some containers that are small enough to move through. They just, will be mostly empty, almost like a laundry cart sorts of things. A crate, like a pallet, might fit through the doors, and you could wheel a pallet through, or a crate about that size. But so you could easily find something that could do that.
I'm just looking for at least something to get our loot out discreetly. Maybe something vaguely human-sized, in case we want to.
Right.
Interrogate someone elsewhere. I think I might want to interrogate him here, though.
Let me see something right quick. So you're going to spend a while doing that. It's a large space, so if you're just wandering around kind of slowly, it will take you, 15 minutes or so to look at everything, because there's 2 floors. Although the upper floor doesn't really have much. It's just got a few small crates and things. It doesn't look like they use the upstairs for storage. Let's see. Oh, I'm trying to find a page here. That is not the right guy. Here we go. Okay. Jake, the brand starts to mumble and kind of groan a bit. He almost sounds like he's waking up. As you're doing the brand, the guy that yeah. While you're over there rooting through the pockets of the transition, and you would find, I don't know what the equivalent of like little trophies would be, but you would find stuff like that. It wouldn't have any meaning to you, but you would find those sorts of things on him, not in large quantities, but you would find a few things. Just hey, that's apparently the nature of your race. So
sure. And no identifying like ID, anything like that.
No guild card, no.
No guild card, no.
Yeah, that's the closest we've got to in this system to any ID.
No space driver's license.
I don't think they exist in this world,
but yeah, probably not. I mean, my only thought was to possibly notify the next of kin, and let them know that he fought bravely and died in battle, and it's what kind of a that was my only sentiment there.
He fought like a coward and died like a punk. Let's see. Kurt, you don't really find anything in like the 15 minutes. If you search around a little bit, I guess, do you have a very direct search, or are you just kind of wandering around? I'm getting everybody kind of the same timeline.
So
yeah, just to interrupt real quick, I know that you just said that I heard the bard waking up, so I am going to stop what I'm doing and kind of go over to and kind of kneel down and make sure he doesn't get up too quick and do something crazy.
Right. Okay. I'm getting track of everybody. Phil is out in the storage in the hangar, basically wandering around looking for a conveyance for all of your loot. Jake is dealing with the Trandoshan, looting its body, defiling the corpse, all that good stuff.
Defiling the corpse.
And then you are in the office wandering around. Do you have a very specific thing that you're looking for, or are you just kind of getting a lay of the land? What's your goal?
Well, my goal is to try to find any information that might prove to be useful to J-Rod.
J-Rod. Yeah.
So any kind of...
Yeah, he yells from the front, like, does he have a safe? As he wanders around towards the manhole. That's kind of what I was describing it. You'll hear him yell, "Do you have a safe?" from the other thing.
Yeah. So I'll be looking at the wall, inspecting behind any pictures or photos. Okay. I've got my hand scanner. I don't know if that would be, if I can try to.
I think the scanner has sorts of crazy things, doesn't it? It's got some sort of I don't know all the abilities of that stupid hand scanner. If it's just like a heat thing, or if it's just got settings that basically say this will find anything if you scan for it.
Well, at the very least, it should show heat, right? We know that.
Right?
Sure.
Yeah. I went ahead and made the assumption it would show heat.
I think you can sort of work like a short-range X-ray machine, also.
191.
My impression of these sorts of things.
Yeah, 191.
It kind of makes sense. I just wondering if it's one of those, sort of MacGuffins that does everything. Oh, I mean, just and it does everything. The I win button of technology. Medicine. Let's see. Catch-all designation used to describe a wide variety of handheld scanning devices used for specialized purposes. Circuit breaker, teeth.
Wow.
Yeah. All right. So we're going to have to make you decide at some point. How about now? What type of scanner do you have? Like, what is it specifically designed for? Because it does look like they can do anything, but they're all very specific or vaguely specific. We know you use it for heat signatures, so roll that into whatever was.
Okay, so I suppose I would, given my background, it's going to be more used for, kind of like mechanical repair, troubleshooting.
Yeah.
So the whole notion of it being kind of like medical, I just don't think would be a part of.
Yeah, I think it would. I think it would definitely detect. What's the word I'm looking at? I'm thinking this thing close to like one of those. God, I'm really bad with technology terms, especially modern day, where it can like if you point this thing at an engine, for example, that's running, you can see this is hot, this is hotter, this is hottest. That's see that kind of spectrum of that, and it would also show like whenever you get into that, at least the ones I've seen, whenever you get into that kind of look, it actually gives you, in a sense, better detail because you're like, oh, this is that part of the engine, and it's like this is the exhaust, port on it. It's giving off a lot of heat. This is the, the oil sump. It's blah blah blah, doing this, that, and the other. So I would think yours is probably closer to that. Although you're a tech guy, like you're kind of a mechanical guy, it would probably be a mix of that plus like,
also like a stud finding, electrical wire finding
well, a
in the
stud
wall.
finder would definitely be there. I just make the
Yeah.
Although it does beg the question, like, if it's supposed to find like a metal stud, let's say, how does it do it in a spaceship? It's like
because it's Star Wars and just magic, man. It's just
it would have
just
some
the
kind of
Force.
3D, like three-dimensional space thing. I would think almost like a sonar or the ground penetrating radar sort of thing, maybe.
Sure.
Would probably be that. If you scan around for like, let's give it you 15 minutes. Let's make it all convenient. You're scanning around and you notice that behind the bar, his little quote unquote mini bar, there is what looks like a cavity behind, not a giant cavity, what looks like what might be a wall safe behind it. But about that time, well, actually, did you say anything, Jake, or did you just let the brand kind of mumble and grumble to himself?
I'm just watching him and kind of waiting for his eyes to open.
Okay. So the other two don't know that. So you may continue doing what you want. I will continue rolling.
So I'll go over and try to get into the safe, at least inspect the area around it. Try to figure out the cavity. Can I get an entry point? What am I actually dealing with?
Yeah. What do we have you roll for the other one? Give me a actually because you did a scan on it. Don't we have a mechanic skill or a technical skill that you use, right? Mechanics. Yeah. Give me an average mechanics roll or a 2-die mechanics roll.
2-die mechanics. I need one more. Roll that. 4 success.
Oh, yeah. You fiddle around with it, and it's nothing crazy, but basically under the, like if you were to open up a cabinet door, underneath the kind of the lip of that cabinet door, there's a little button, and you hit it, and a little panel slides to the side, and there's a safe back there. It's an electronic safe. Closed.
So does it, I'm assuming it needs some kind of a combination or something?
Yes. Yeah, it's closed and locked. I mean, you could probably hack into it, given your talent, but at the moment it's closed and locked.
So I'm going to make a call back to Slashik and let him know that I've got a safe in here, and wondering if he might be able to prod the combination out of our friend if he's awake. That'll be entertaining.
That's okay. So that's really cool. Okay.
Hey, Brand. How are you doing?
Get off of me! What the hell?
Why don't you just stay right there?
He starts scrambling around.
I'm gonna make sure that I have him on the ground and not letting him move.
How are you doing that?
I know. How are you doing that?
Oh, with my arms, with my I'll take both hands. I'm just gonna pin him to the ground. You put him on his shoulders and pin him on the ground.
Okay. I need we need to do a contested dealio, whatever wrestling is. Did we figure that out?
Yes, let's do it. Let's do it. I have 2 proficiency in mud wrestling. So I don't know if that helps.
I don't know if that's I don't know if I'd be bragging about that one.
Yeah, obviously not.
What did they call it? Is it just brawling in general, or was is there?
It technically, yeah. I mean, if you're doing that kind of thing, it's I guess brawling. So we could contest each other's brawl.
Well, normally I think it would just be me trying to contest against yours.
Okay.
Since
yeah, let's do that.
You're playing defense, so I have to roll against yours.
Okay.
What is your brawl come up to?
I got 3 green and 2 yellow, so 3 ability and 2 proficiency, which would equate to, I guess, 3 difficulty and 2 setback. Oh no,
no, that
was
would
a
be
challenge.
Yeah, be,
2 challenge.
3 purple and 2 red. I think is what that comes down to, right?
Right.
Let me make sure I don't have any skill on this. Probably not. No. Yeah. That's not athletics. Well, poop. All right. Well, let's see how this goes. It's probably not going to be pretty, but you never know. He might scramble loose. No. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He had 5 failures. He doesn't go anywhere.
Okay.
He gets up,
Right.
and you barely even like notice that he's moving.
All right. That's good. So then I'll kind of look at him in the eyes and
Calm down, friend. Calm down. You're not going to be in danger as long as you cooperate.
You guys are going to pay for this. You know who I am.
Yes, we know well who you are, Nichols. And what I want to know from you is, what is the combination to your safe in this room?
There's no safe in this room. He's not in the office. You're as dumb as that other one.
Grix, poor Grix. We'll miss him fondly. But in your office, what is the combination to the safe in your office? Don't make me ask again.
Let me see. Hold on. You got to do an intimidation roll now.
Yeah.
All right. Is it? Do we have intimidation? I'm getting all my games mixed
yeah,
up.
it's
Sure.
coercion. Oh wait, coercion, deception.
I have. What do I go against that with? Is another willpower? Discipline? No.
Yeah, or
It's a
discipline
first.
would work.
No, it's something else. This shows you how unprepared I am. It's not. I don't know if it's charm or.
It wouldn't be charm in this case. I think coercion
Yeah, not
is
charm.
supposed to go against his discipline.
It might be. Is it discipline?
Well, I think it's a will versus a will thing, like a willpower.
That's what I was thinking.
Battle
too.
of wits, basically.
118. Let's see. Not that it's gonna matter. You're probably.
I'm probably not going to be able to do it. I mean, I'm not. I don't have a lot of coercion.
Target is
If
question.
it does work,
If only we had someone with a lot of.
I know. Yeah. Too
Yeah.
bad he's busy. To persuade subjects pertain situations which characters attempted to intimidate. It's not saying specifically. Discipline. Yep. Okay. And let's see if he's got any discipline. Ooh, he does have 2. So discipline goes off willpower. So he has a 3. So he'd actually give you 1 purple and 2 red on your.
oh
coercion.
snap! He's got 2 proficiency in
And
discipline. Yikes.
discipline. Yeah.
All
He's
right,
a
let's,
leader of a gang of crazy people.
Yeah. All right. This isn't going to go too hot. Let's see. So 2 red and 1 purple, right?
Yes.
All right. Let's see. Okay. It looks like I got just a fail and an advantage.
he just laughs at me. You're gonna have to do better than that. You'll never pry
Okay.
that out of me.
All right. I'm going to get over the comm link.
Oscalet, I know
What?
you're busy.
What? I'm
I know,
very
I
busy
know.
right now.
You're busy.
Dude, I'm busy.
Ferris the Brand is awake, and he doesn't want to divulge the code to the safe. Do you think that you could?
Well, tell him you
you can
rip
help
an arm
out
off
with
if
that.
he doesn't tell you. Does he like having his arms? Hey, I'll be right there. Hang on.
Thanks, Oscalet.
All right.
You get the feeling that maybe he needs to boost your coercion.
Well, yeah, exactly.
All right, so I'm gonna.
All right, so yeah, you come back into the
head back
room,
in.
and he's got the brand up against the wall, basically next to the door. With a hand on his shoulder. He's not moving anywhere, despite he's trying to wiggle, but he's not really getting anywhere for some reason. But he's still got. He doesn't look afraid. He's just angry and annoyed that he can't, for some reason, get this giant claw off of his shoulder and get away.
All right, I'm gonna get up real close in his face. And go, hey, friend. I hear.
That's my favorite opening.
I hear
line
you're holding out
from
on
Oscar
us.
ever.
Holding out on us, see? Okay, so it would be the same roll for you, but you would get, assuming Oscalata is actually helping you, it would be 1 boost die to it, but it would still be 1 purple, 2 red for his discipline.
Okay.
No, wait. Would it be Oscalat doing it and me boosting him?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm also going to use my.
We need to roll
intimidation.
Destiny. Everybody roll Destiny real
Oh,
fast.
sure.
I almost forgot about that. I'm keeping the same duty thing that we did last time, since we're still kind of in the same deal. But the Destiny we can re-roll since I moved all the tokens and don't remember what it was.
I got 1 black.
1 black. Okay.
2 white for me.
2 white. All right.
And 1 black for me.
Oh,
2 and 2.
Okay.
Nice even night. Okay.
Balance to the force. Okay. I'm gonna use one of my. I'm gonna use my coercion, my rank in intimidation,
Okay. What does that
to
do?
downgrade the difficulty of the coercion by 1, at a cost of 1 strain to me.
Okay, so that knocks one of the reds down to a purple. Is that what that does?
Right.
Okay. Very
Now-
disciplined individual.
That actually brings my strain to 6
Okay.
from last night. From the last session, I kept track of that. All right. So that just makes it a red dice and a purple dice.
2 purple and a red.
2 purple.
Yeah.
No, I'm downgrading the difficulty.
That's what I'm saying. It was 1 purple and 2 red.
Oh, 1 purple, 2 red. Oh man, that's rough.
Yeah. He's got a 3 willpower and 2
this
ranks
guy?
in discipline.
Okay, and
Yeah.
I'm assuming that Slashik is helping.
Yes.
All right. So I'm gonna throw in a boost dice. All right.
It's a tough nut to crack.
Yeah.
yeah. I'll start dusting off my data pad.
Yeah. Seriously.
Could you just get the okay? Let me just. You're out there. "Oh, give me the code. Give me the code. And you're like, I got it, guys. Just.
Okay. I do succeed
Hey.
with 3 threat.
Okay, so it takes you a while. Let's make the threat make it take a while. So it takes you like 15-20 minutes of quote unquote coercion, during which there are some broken bones. You don't get your hands dirty. Oscar, you let Slashik do that.
Of course. Of course.
So he takes some damage, but he's still fine because y'all didn't actually do damage to him. Y'all actually stunned the heck out of him. But he does eventually divulge the code, and you open the safe up. Or, I guess, Kurt opens the safe up.
All right.
All right.
Good job, guys.
Yeah, good job. Yay. You open the safe, and let me roll some dice. Ooh. There are 380 credits in a
Hot tamales.
the classic like stack. I don't know if it was a mob movie or something. You would see it in a nice, pretty little stacks of things. There's also some what look to be drug paraphernalia, not like used, like nice packed away, can be grabbed and used more easily, if that makes sense. Drug paraphernalia. I don't know. Do we have a list of drugs in the game anywhere, or is that non-Disney?
Glitter
Where?
stem, death sticks.
Yeah, right. Yeah, it would be that sort of stuff. Some spice. There'd be some spice, glitter stem, death sticks. There'd be a nice little accumulation of things. if you guys are interested in taking them, we'll figure out how many there are. Is everybody in there? Or is it just Kurt? Like Kurt's like, ooh, look how many I found. Or did everybody get the
I
code
think,
and run in there and like pile in? Ooh.
No, I'm with Nichols here, just kind of holding him against the wall, I guess. Or I guess he's kind of beaten, so
Yeah, he's
I'll
kind of
sit
beat
by.
at this point. You don't really need to hold him there.
I'll just stand outside the room with him, and then just keep an eye on things.
Okay. So give me a streetwise. Does anybody have a rank
Yeah,
in
I got
streetwise?
streetwise. I got 2.
You have a rank in it?
Yeah, I got 2 ranks streetwise.
Give me an average one if you have a rank in it. If you don't have a rank, then don't bother rolling.
Sure. Okay, so
But I don't know if Kurt, do you have a rank in Streetwise, Biff?
I
No, I do
Okay,
not.
yes. Don't bother
succeed
rolling.
with 1 advantage.
Succeed with 1. Ooh. All right. You estimate the uncut value of said drugs to be somewhere around 200 credits. Give or take 5 credits. or so.
Tamales.
you got a nice. You're like, you look at it, like stick a knife into it. Ooh. This is uncut, gentlemen. This is whatever is what the equivalent be. Like,
Gentlemen,
this is Arabic
drinks on me.
white, uncut, or some equivalent there.
All right, I guess we'll take that too.
Yeah, it's definitely clean, pure, not trashed up with anything. So it's good stuff. There's nothing really else in there. It's not a big. There's no giant stash of data files or anything like that. It really just feels like this is where he kept his loot. Was in his treasure chest equivalent in the science fiction world. Wall safe.
Is there a terminal in this room? Is there a computer?
There is. If you want to check it out, you can.
Well, I
Sure.
don't know.
I mean, you're more than welcome to.
Let's see what we can come up with.
I'll help you out, Kurt.
All right. Gonna plug it in.
Back rub where you hack this slice this computer. Have a
It is
taste of this this glitter stem.
It's good for you. It's only an average roll. He doesn't. No, go ahead. It's only an average roll. It's two dice. I need to get the names of these right. It's a 2-die roll. 2-die difficulty.
For success and 1 threat.
Yeah, his password was password. It's like the first thing you try. You're like, oh, one of those guys. So it for all intents and purposes, it looks like a generic kind of running the business computer. There's some games on there. There's probably some low quality or high quality. I don't know what this guy's tastes are. Adult entertainment on there. Nothing that sticks out to you as being unsavory, if that makes sense. It looks like he's running a bar. Yeah, as far as you can tell, it looks like he's running a bar.
Okay.
And that's it. And the room, like I said, the room's nice. It's a nice room. You still got the guy over. He's now, I guess, on one of the. Actually, you never tied him up, so you moved him into a chair. He's just sprawled across a chair. You can definitely see the tattoos now when you come in there, Phil. You can see the tattooed man that y'all left alive the night before.
Oh, can I
a week
can
ago?
I talk to? Can I talk to Nichols? He's still conscious, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. He's conscious. He's holding his. Let's assume he's holding one of his hands. His fingers are all in weird shape.
Nichols, what happened to the other gangbanger that you dragged up here?
What gangbanger?
You know, you had Grix carry 2 guys up to your office. I see one of them. Where's the other?
I don't know. He wasn't in my office. They only brought me. What was that guy's name? Did I ever give y'all his name?
I don't think so.
I had his name on another email too. Dadgummit.
But the tattoo guy?
Yeah.
That's who you're. Okay.
Yeah, they only brought me blah blah blah. That guy, his name is
Okay.
on another email. Because that's the only one they brought to me. You know. So he goes, "What's it?" God bless me. Hold on, let me see if I can find this guy's name. I should have it. So let me see.
That is interesting, isn't it, guys?
Yeah, it's weird.
Yeah, is that like some kind of undercover type thing or something? Or
Well, I guess we'll get some more intel.
Yeah, apparently I didn't name him. So
Okay.
he'll say they didn't. He'll say, "Oh, they brought me with so and so," or that's the only one
He
I
would just
got a
say
chance
Bob.
to see. Yes, yeah, I only got to see Bob before you guys, attacked us. That's the only one I had a chance to see before you guys got here.
Did you hire Grix to get Bob or get somebody else with him?
No, he was bringing me Bob and Sam. he was bringing me Bob and Sam, those two pieces of crap that don't know how to do their damn job. If they'd
And
done their jobs,
you
we
have no idea who
wouldn't
Sam
be
is.
in
You
this
didn't.
stupid predicament. He's holding his hands and feeling sorry for himself.
What was Bob and Sam's job that they didn't succeed in doing?
All right, let me see. Where am I at in my notes here? Let's see. Well, Bob, the tattooed man, he's supposed to follow that. He doesn't say Mika. He uses a like hacker, the equivalent, what they call him, slicer. He was supposed to follow that slicer guy that worked with Helgen and take care of him and anybody who was associated with anybody he could. He had to find him first because nobody knew where he was at, and then he was supposed to take care of him. And if he was with anybody, he was supposed to take care of them too. And
What? What do you care about a slicer?
I was paid to care.
Who cares?
I was paid to care. Paid very well to care.
Oh, really?
Who paid you very well?
We're looking for work. Who paid you?
He kind of smiles a little bit and he says, "I never got his name."
Tall guy, short guy.
He says he starts to describe a man who sounds very much like Kretzner, but not in an Imperial uniform. He doesn't mention anything about an Imperial uniform. He says, basically, let me find my notes here. If I get it right, instead of making it up from what I remember I wrote down. Let's see, past all the Scarface stuff, blah, 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 blah. He says, to this effect, I was coming back from something. I don't remember where I was coming back from, and I never wrote it down, so it doesn't really matter. And I come into my office, and there's a damn man sitting behind my desk. So, I open the door, and there's a man sitting behind my desk. Of course, I'm pretty freaking pissed off because not only is he sitting in my chair, he's smoking one of my cigaras, I think is what they called them in this world. Smoking one of my cigars, feet up like he owned the damn place. Of course, I'm pissed off because where the hell are my guards at? Where the hell are my guys at? They're supposed to, besides the obvious idiocy that they're all lying in freaking pools of blood or pools of plaster or burn, whatever, across the place. Obviously, they're useless if I didn't already know that. He goes, "He's sitting in my stupid chair." So, of course, I'm pissed off, walk in. The man, demanded an answer. And he just looks at me like, he doesn't have a care in the world. Like, he's not even, affected by the fact that I'm pissed off and he's in my house, essentially. He motions to me he says, "Calm down. I have an opportunity, a business opportunity for you that you probably want to listen to. There's a lot of money involved." I told him I didn't give a crap about how much money was involved, and that I didn't like the way he had stormed in here. If he had a deal he wanted to do, that he could have come and seen me like any other businessman. He could have easily asked for time, made a meeting, that sort of thing. I'd have made time for him if there was enough money involved to get my attention. So I told him as much, and of course, much more colorful terms, and said if he didn't get the hell out of my chair and give me a good reason not to kill him, I was going to kill him. pretty simple, pretty straightforward.
Yeah, that's reasonable.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't feel like I stepped out of my bounds there.
Of course.
He said that he rarely set foot on this station and made it a point not to be seen in places like this. You know, as if this place is going to somehow sully his reputation. You know, as if like this place is beneath him somehow. This is a good bar. He goes, this is a high class place. He goes, he's trying to sell it, but you know, this is a high class establishment. And like, we're not good enough for him. And remember, he's not dressed as an imperial officer or anything like that. He's just a guy dressed in a nice kind of walking about town clothes. Of course, that just pissed me off. So I said, man, that was your one chance. And go to pull my gun. He's like, I'll go to pull my pistol, not the big, the big blaster. There's a pull, and that's kind of the motion he makes. I go to pull my gun like he's going for a holster. I just lost my place. And I basically said, you're out of luck because I'm going to make sure everybody sees your corpse when I'm done with you. And as I'm drawing my weapon, before I can even get it leveled on him, it's taken out of my hands like I never had it. Because I look down and I'm like, what the hell? And a woman walks by me carrying my freaking gun in my hand. I never saw her, never felt her. She just took the gun out of my hand like I never had it. And she walks past me, walks over to the desk, sets my blaster on the desk, and then walks past the man to behind him to lean against the glass back there behind him. And then she just stares a hole through me, you know, just looks at me and, you know, burns her eyes through me like, you know, I'm just so much filth, like I'm beneath her. So of course, after having seen this, I listened to the man. I gave him a few more minutes. He.
What did that woman look like?
She was she was dressed like a security guild officer, but she didn't look like any freaking security guild officer I have ever seen in my life. Dark skin, black hair, and like a braided sort of almost. I wrote it down like type dreadlocks. But thin braids that kind of ran down, you know, past her shoulders. She was very easy on the eyes, I can tell you that much. But man, she carried herself like she had seen a few things, you know, like she carried herself a lot like Grix out there does, I guess did, you know, like
Grix is napping now.
Yeah, I know. But she carried herself like him, you know, like a warrior, like somebody who's, you know, not afraid to tear your head off. She never said a word. So he describes her in a little bit more detail. Kurt, give me a 3-die knowledge roll. If you have, did I give you like knowledge of the Imperium? Did we give you that as a specific skill?
Well, I suppose there's a whole slew of them. There's, you know, Core World, the Lore, Outer Rim, Underworld. Right.
Did you take a rank in any of them?
I have a rank in just education.
Okay.
That's the only one.
Just give me a general 3-die then.
I'm sorry, I don't have a rank. That's a career. Education is a career skill. I don't have a rank in any of the knowledge skills.
Okay. Yeah, so just give me a 3 difficulty general knowledge. Because they're all going to be the same. Just not education, but just general kind of lore knowledge type of thing. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe to help us continue improving and expanding our channel's content.